Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, to a casted game for Age of Empires 4. And today we have 3DB on the west side of the map playing in blue as the Delhi Sultanate. And he's going up against Beastyqt playing in red as the Malians. Of course, Beastyqt, going by the name of Let's Go Chimps at the moment, has the pit mine and the houses to surround it for that passive gold generation for the Malians. We did already see an instant barracks more or less coming out for the Delhi Sultanate, followed by a mosque for 3DB. Is going to be getting the spearmen out there on the map very quickly to try and put some pressure on these houses surrounding the pit mine. Now this is dry Arabia, so bear that in mind considering there are 3 sacred sites. The Delhi Sultanate, of course, very interested in those. The Malians may be looking to get a fast castle or sort of a fast-ish castle, because it does look like there's going to be a lot of pressure here for the Delhi Sultanate coming in. And I don't think 3DB is going to just let Beastyqt and the Malians go to the castle edge without any pressure. That pressure will be coming in with spearmen very soon. Now what's super interesting with the Delhi Sultanate is that the infantry can actually build palisade walls. And so it could be an option for 3DB to put some palisades around these the pit mines to stop, well, Beastyqt building production buildings, or, well, houses rather, around it to boost the amount of gold generation. As we do see the spearmen here going to be looking to target on the villagers. All villagers looking to build that Saharan trade network. Now the Saharan trade network is actually out of the range of the town centre fire. Usually we see the Saharan trade network a little bit closer to the town centre. Beastyqt does have to pull the villagers away, and okay, he's building it a bit closer to the town centre, so we'll offer some protection, but there's a bit of torch damage coming in for 3DB. Probably needs to bring the sheep back at home. Although having said that, the Delhi Sultanate can rely on berries, of course. With the berry bonus that they get, these villagers pick the berries a little bit quicker than the other civilizations, and also increase the number of food, or the amount of food, on the berry bushes. As we see some long distance mining of gold there. Bit of a misclick there for 3DB, obviously microing on the front lines. Not noticing that. Looking to try and torch down the houses if he can, and 2 spearmen coming out now. And then this does mean that 3DB's feudal age time will be very delayed, at least compared to Beastyqt's. And see, here's a villager behind as well, so maybe a bit of idle time there for 3DB. Of course, 3DB known to play the game non-standard, and we love it for it. He's going to be building that mining camp soon. Yeah, there we are. Finally, he noticed that and corrects it. And so Beastyqt actually picks a sheep there that was there quite close to the town centre. Bit of a mash and grab, and we see the eco upgrades now will be coming in for Delhi Sultanate. It's going to get wheelbarrow very soon, and efficient production. So the interesting thing about this matchup is that, well, the Delhi Sultanate can be very aggressive in the feudal age if they wish to, and we know that 3DB does like to be aggressive. He can often go for a Tower of Victory as the landmark, which increases the attack speed of the infantry or the Delhi Sultanate. So we should be seeing if 3DB does opt for that. And to counter that, though, Beastyqt will, and the Malians as well, have that ability to get to that fast castle time and get the Farimba garrison landmark to produce those units very, very fast at a reduced cost, and only costing gold. See the spearmen going to be torching down the house, and gets rid of that house just in time. Might look to put a palisade wall there. He's going to torch this one as well. Now this is an issue. The Saharan trade network being a little bit further away than he would have liked means these houses still are at risk. So the houses are being torched down. There is a villager there looking to build another house. The house gets torched down. The villager is at risk. Does get poked and prodded, but the Saharan trade network just kicking into action there. As an archer range is built for the Malians. Forces the archers to come out for the Malians, and this is a nice play by 3DB. This is exactly what he wants to do. He wants to delay his opponent as much as possible, as we now see 11 villagers on that Tower of Victory when they get that up at a quick time. Spearmen do take care of that villager, does lose a spearman, and now we'll be looking to put some palisades to deny extra houses coming out, but the archer coming out will need to push those spearmen away, and I think the spearmen will have to run away from that. Can't really do much more. Done a little bit of damage and delayed things a little bit there for Beastyqt. Certainly made the game a bit messy. There's the Tower of Victory. Now, a little bit of a change in mechanics for the Tower of Victory. Used to have a sort of a radius of influence, but now it actually just feeds into the base building influence, as you can see, extends by the orange colouring there. There's the barracks coming in with the hardened spearman upgrade, and also double blacksmith for the military upgrades as well. Scout coming forward for Beastyqt just to see what is going on, what is happening. As we see some walls coming on the east side, so I think Beastyqt knows that he's going to be pushed pretty aggressively in the feudal age, and this is certainly going to heat up this match, because we see Beastyqt not really doubling down on military, just built a couple of, well, just one archer really, to fight that off, the spearmen off, and looks like behind this Beastyqt is opting for that castle age. What that does is it allows the Delhi Sultanate to get map control, as we see now spearmen coming out to build palisades around the sacred sites. And this could be an opportunity for 3DB now to, get that map control, get units onto the field, and secure those sacred sites. All that really remains to be seen is when those scholars will be going out to secure those sacred sites. Of course, we need the sanctity coming in first. We are 3 minutes away from that, so that will take some time. Once it does come in, I suspect those scholars will head out, as we see villagers on gold there, 5 of them, to be able to maintain production of those scholars. Okay, further pit mines being put down there for the Malians, looking to get that passive gold generation, of course. And we are now approaching almost the 7-minute 20 seconds mark, as we see Beastyqt really edging forwards close to that castle age. And not a single sacred site capped just yet. It is a significant investment to get to the castle age, of course. 1,200 food, 600 gold, not to mention the static defenses in the form of palisade walls that are having to be put down here for Beastyqt to try and secure his base, because he knows that feudal age could be coming in. That feudal age pressure could be coming in for the Delhi, as we do see the stable producing with the scholar garrisoned inside, means it will be producing twice as fast for those horsemen. Spearmen are pretty much done with this palisade wall. There is still a hole here though. I think he's leaving that on purpose for the scholar to get inside, as we now see the Furimbra garrison being put down on the front position for the Malians. Going up with 8 villagers, we'll be able to pump out some units as well once it gets there. I mean, he's spending a lot of wood for the palisades. We need to really, because he's giving up a lot of map control to afford the castle age. Military wise, we don't see all that much though for 3DB. Only 9 units on the field. He's actually not producing, it seems, from the stable, despite having a scholar garrison inside. So the scholar could be in the mosque, but kept it in there for now. Alrighty. Palisades have been put in that northern sacred site. Nothing in the south, nothing in the middle just yet. And Beastyqt are going to get to that next stage pretty soon, actually. But the horsemen are still being queued up every so often. I don't suppose that really 3DB needed the scholar inside this stable. It's not really producing quick enough for it to be warranted. In any case, I think we'll be seeing those scholars heading out soon, as we see an archer coming out on this right-sided sacred site. Almost there. There it is. There's that castle age uptime for Beastyqt and the Malians. Putting down a balance for the upgrade, most likely for the Donso. We do see the Donso popping out now. 5 of them will be onto the field very quickly, and that's quite nice because, of course, there are quite a few horsemen on the field. Does mean that the Delhi will need to transition to archers, but this is no problem really, because the Tower of Victory enables the Delhi Sultanate to get attack speed bonus of 20%, making those archers even stronger. The Donso coming out now. B will need to be careful. The scout is there, giving them extra vision for both players as well. Well, we'll see. The archer will see this position blocked off. Right, could see a bit of an engagement here if B's not watching, and he does lose a lot of HP on the horseman there. The Donso, a special unit, a spearman type unit, but does have the ability to throw that spear and cause a lot of damage. You saw the ranged attack. All those spears on the horseman, pretty strong, as we see the scholar going to be heading towards that northern sacred site. And the central sacred site as well, which is not contested at this point. Do see a mosque coming out for Beastyqt. Might be looking to get some relics. A lot of villages on gold, of course, to maintain production from the Furimbra garrison. Scout coming on the central sacred site. This is almost walled up now, so this is secure. The 3DB has the northern sacred site coming in soon. Horseman takes care of that archer. There's a scholar there as well, so we'll be looking to get about 2 sacred sites, although these Donsos might have something to say about that. But there are archers. The Donsos can't really do too much. They are veteran Donsos, so they'll be able to tank quite a lot of the archer fire. But you suspect maybe some javelin throws could be quite useful here for Beastie. We shall see if he decides to get those. He does indeed. That's the next batch of units coming out to counter the archers. Sacred site has been captured in the south and the centre and the north. So Delhi Sultanate and 3DB, well, they have all 3 sacred sites. It looks like he's going to contest this middle one. You see the Donso's getting a lot of ranged attack on that horseman, and that's so powerful. I'm going to try and neutralise that central sacred site. That's something that B will want to try and defend, and I suspect as we head into the 11th minute, the 12th minute almost, a lot of the pressure will be focused around the central sacred site, because that's the least protected really at this point. does have a unit there, and this is quite nice by Beastyqt. What he's done is, he's kind of deactivating the central sacred site. That will be stopped for now, but he's going to head towards the south now, put pressure here as well. So that sacred site is protected now. I suspect 3DB might leave just a couple of units there just to wall off a little bit with the palisades. We shall see, remains to be seen. Donso's going to try and burn down that gate. A couple of spearmen standing there. Yep. 2 spearmen are going to build the palisades. The scholars doing great work to heal up those units. Archers being sent here and looking to extend his gold generation, the passive gold generation, to that 3rd pit mine. See some horsemen diving in there for 3DB, looking to pick off some villages, but there is the Saharan trade network and the town centre causing a lot of damage to these horsemen. I'm not sure this is value. A lot of units being thrown away here. It does create a bit of idle time, but the Donsos with the ranged attack again, and that's less than ideal. B, of course, still in the feudal age, pushes away the villages that were building the pit mine, the 3rd pit mine, as he now really has a lot of map control, despite the Malians being in the castle age. It is 3DB's feudal age Delhi that are maintaining a large amount of presence, of course, producing so many units. Back at home, his economy is buzzing. He does have more villages at the moment than Beastyqt. And the benefit of this as well, the fact that he has map presence, is that he can take out these pocket economies. These berries are all for him to take. Free food, whereas of course Beastyqt is having to generate those cows, but the cows aren't always a bad option with the gather speed there. As well as the fact that it only costs 100 gold for a cow. In fact, is it cheaper now since the recent patch? It's actually 90 gold, and does give you 500 food, but the sacred site in the south now looking to be pressured, looking to be denied. Middle sacred site secured with palisades, same with the north of course. The archers engaged against the javelin throwers, and the horsemen need to dive on that position. Does take out the unit that was neutralizing that southern sacred site. 7, almost 8 minutes on the timer still. Horsemen not really being able to engage on the javelin throwers. A decent number of archers, but the archers are being healed by the scholars. I think that's going to pay dividends. That's the key distinguishing feature here. The horsemen do dive on the javelin throwers. The javelin throwers being left behind almost. And now this is a strong position for 3DB despite being in the feudal age. Behind this, look at the gold income. It should be strong here for 3DB, at least in terms of passive free gold coming in from the sacred sites. Having said that, of course, the Malians have those pit mines constantly generating gold. So whilst 3DB does have more villagers, it's probably about neck and neck overall in terms of eco, considering the pit mines for the Malians. 3DB just getting so much map control at this point, and he could just potentially consider just to stay in feudal age, just overwhelm his opponent with masses of numbers. But having said that, these numbers are starting to build up for Beastyqt. Might need to build up a large mass to take a decisive fight, because he's constantly losing these mini fights at the moment. 7 minutes on the sacred site timer. 3DB is healing up. This is a key bit of difference. The units for 3DB are healing up nicely in the stealth forest. Does lose an archer though. And behind this, look at this, taking the deer freely. The free food on the map is so strong here for 3DB. Yep, he's just constantly producing. He's probably trading the gold, it seems. Does he have a market? It must do. Or maybe not. He's probably getting the up. Well, no, because the upgrades will be free for the deli. I'm not sure where he's spending the gold. Must be a market somewhere. In any case, fight is really coming down towards the south now, and looks like toll outposts coming in for Beastyqt rather. He wants to protect that position. Taking a fight here in the stealth forest. The horsemen should be able to dive on this. There are Donsos that might join the fight. Javelin throws a little out of position. This could be a fight that 3DB takes. He pulls the horseman back, doesn't want to engage the Donsos. Oh, the Donsos are dying very hard on the retreat. The scholars are healing behind. So many scholars. The archers are focusing on the Donso. The horsemen focusing on the javelin throws, and Beastyqt is losing everything. He dived a little bit too far forward into the map than he could afford to. Villagers garrison inside the toll outpost, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough. The scholars heading forward with the archers in behind, and the horsemen picking off the retreating units. The Farimba garrison does produce another batch of javelin throws, but you feel it's like it's not going to be enough. Look at that, 69 army versus 15, and the economy lead as well. The horsemen surround the units, and you feel like 3DB smells blood, and I think we might be seeing the GG very soon, because Beastyqt is back in his base trying to defend. The villagers being pushed off that wood line, and there's no way for him to extend. He's heading towards the north almost a little bit towards the gate, through the gate, but his wood line has been cut off, and wow, 3DB has just dived this. He's going to take out units that are coming out of that Farimba garrison. Doesn't look like 3DB will be losing this game. He has still already got 5 minutes on the sacred site timer as well. Beastyqt needs to find a way to push this back, but with only 7 military versus 71, you feel like it's not going to be possible. 3DB playing huge amounts of feudal age pressure with the Delhi Sultanate, and there it is, the Delhi Sultanate in the feudal age are able to take on Beastyqt's Malians in the castle age. I hope you guys enjoy this castle game. Take care and see you next time.